Yo guys, welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be showing you a prismatic Titan build that is going to absolutely change your life. We're going to be using Thunder Crash, and when we have Thunder Crash with Facet of Purpose, we actually accumulate Bolt Charge, so that is going to be very nice for this build. We're going to be using Towering Barricade. If you want, you can also use Rally Barricade. I could say either or is going to be good. Maybe for this build it might be better for Rally, so I'm actually going to swap that. We're going to use Thunderclap because we're using Point Contact Brace. If you have a Stoicism with Point Contact Brace on it, I believe you can use any of the melees, but we're not using that. We only have the normal exotics, so we have to use Thunderclap. And we're going to be using Shackle Grenade, Diamond Lance, and when we have both of those, it can proc Facet of Courage for us. So that is going to buff our melee damage a lot, and it'll stack with a knockout to make even more damage with the melee. I believe on Expert Onslaught, I hit an unstop, I believe it was like 127k. And for the fragments, we're running Facet of Awakening. For this build specifically, it's going to be making Ionic Traces and Stasis Shards for the most part, and the occasional Tangle. But it also depends on the weapons you are running. Facet of Courage, like we went over with the Shackle and the Diamond Lance, we'll be able to proc this. So basically, whenever we have a debuff target, a darkness debuffed target that is, we'll be able to do more damage to them with our melee. We're using Facet of Sacrifice. This is so that whenever we have a light buff, with this build specifically, it's going to be Amplified or Bolt Charge. We'll get extra Darkness Transcendent energy. Alright, when it comes to the armor mods, this is what we are running. On the chest piece, you can pretty much do whatever you want. This is completely optional. I just threw on the three elements just because, you can't go wrong with it. And if you don't know what Point Contact does, it basically makes Thunderclap Jolt, but we also gain melee energy and stuff like that from it. So, and when it comes down to the weapons, the only weapon that I do recommend specifically is going to be the Psycho Pomp, and Pugilist and Rolling Storm is the role we're going to be going for this build. I think it's kind of obvious why we want Pugilist, just because it gives you melee energy, so you can get that melee off a lot. And like I said, we're talking like it's a pretty chunky melee. 127k is nothing to scoff at, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, it ain't no consecration, but hey, we're just trying to have some fun out here. And for the other two weapons, I'm using the Multi-Mock with the special ammo finder on it. This just makes a ton of orbs, and it's pretty nice for damage on like normal ad cling and stuff like that, even on champs, honestly. And we're also using Microcosm. No reason. The heavy weapon is completely optional. You could run Thunderlord here, I suppose. It would be nice. The only thing about that is I feel like it's so good on normal Arc Titan just because of how Storm's Keep works. That being said, you would still get a ton more Bolt Charge. And a quick overview of the artifact. The only ones we're going to worry about are going to be Overclock and Load, Dielectric, Flashover, and Defibrillating Blast. Those are the only four we need to worry about. Alright guys, that is going to be the build. And I will say real quick, if you do have a Stoicism with Inmost Light and Contact Cannon Brace on that, definitely run that instead. It'll make the build considerably better, especially if you have the Inmost Light part, because Inmost Light is just so good anyway. So there's no Grandmaster footage for this. I don't recommend this one for this week specifically. That's why we're not doing it. For just general mobbing and just running around having some fun, this is going to be a fun build for you. It's not ultra meta S plus tier stuff. That being said, it is really good. Like I was saying, 127k melee on an expert champ. That's pretty good damage. So let's get into some gameplay.